Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yeah, it's a great time to stand here before you. We are Group 2. We are presenting our lesson plan. We are going to present it concurrently, online and offline. The alternatives we use when we are offline and what we use when we are online, what we used. Yeah, so as yesterday, we had looked at our topic is informal sector, that is senior 6, and we discussed about informal sector. I think now most of you know what is meant by informal sector. So, can you zoom it very well? So I'm going to call upon the first person to tell us about the preview when we are online and when we are offline. So, Marvin, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Ronald. Good morning once again. So in our preview, can you please go down a little? In our preview, we selected a YouTube playlist. But then we used our poster as assigned, and in our poster, we decided to use a tree as a metaphor to represent our lesson. In the lesson, we believe that for you to create a strong and everlasting lesson that could stick in the minds of your learners, you need to create a lesson that is going to be as strong as the roots. So we believe that a lesson is more in relation to a tree, where a tree has the root, it has the stem, and it has the fruits or the branches that we see up there. So under the roots, we believe that creating or selecting our YouTube playlist or YouTube video could be a very, very important thing that could be easy for our learners to understand. So one, what did we do? Our our selected item was the YouTube playlist. Why did we choose that? One, because we wanted to illustrate the activities in the informal sector. We believe that when our learners see with their naked eyes something, it could stick in their minds. They can be in position to relate what they see in their country with what happens in other countries. So we selected the YouTube playlist. What was our alternative? We said that in case we are offline, what are we going to use? As a teacher, you need to have plan A and plan B. What if it goes wrong? Then what did we decide to do? We said we are going to download those videos and place them on our PCs. What are we going to do? Please, we shall go before the lesson. What are we going to do? We shall log into YouTube. Before, as you're selecting your playlist, what you need to do? You go to youtube.com, you select. If you don't have a channel, you create your channel. If you have a channel, you go to your channel, you select customize channel, and then select playlist. In playlist, it will direct you to add videos. You select relevant and suitable videos that you want your kids to watch. When you want one, you can select one, or when you want a list of 2, you can also select that. In case you presume that you might not have internet in your class, in case you think that by the time your lesson happens, you won't have the internet where every learner will be in position to watch from online, this is our alternative. Our alternative is going to be that you will go on, before the lesson, you go to youtube.com. Please, can you do that? How many of us know how to download videos online? From YouTube, directly online. Okay, so for some of us who don't know, let us do that. This is a solution, a quick solution for you to download the video very quickly. Okay, so what you do, I think as it is failing, what we are going to do, you log into www.youtube.com, you select the video. After typing in your video, up in the link bar, you will see something that will show you something of this kind. Let me show you. So something like this, okay? So what you do after seeing your video, you come right here between www and YouTube. You click there and put SS. As simple as that. When you type that, it will redirect you to another window where you will be in position to download whichever video that you want. In that sense, you will have saved your video offline that you can even use the next time you have a lesson. So we failed to demonstrate that because of internet connection, but in case you would wish to know more about that, I think that will be very good. Let's go down a little. So why did we select this? We want to expose our learners to the different activities in the informal sector. We also think that when we show them the videos from YouTube, the videos that they can be able to relate with, it can encourage them, stimulate them, and prepare them for the lesson that they are going to learn. With that, we think that it could be a very good thing. Then, what are the steps down there? What are some of the steps when we are offline? One, the teacher, in case you don't have internet, the teacher will select the videos from his computer and then project them on the screen for all the students to see. Then the teacher will ask learners later after watching the video what they have seen and what they have learned from the video. With that, it creates engagement. It will also create their curiosity to know more about what they are going to study. That is why we think a preview would be a very good thing. Let me welcome the next presenter.
Thank you very much, Marvin. Maybe just to supplement what he has been saying, maybe you've downloaded that video in offline mode. When you download it, it's not only a video you can use. You can, for example, begin your lesson by maybe, because what you want is to grab the attention of the learners and you want to prepare them for the lesson. So what you may do is, before time, you can get a photo, for example, in our case, informal sector. You can get a photo and then you show it to them. Even you may have printed this photo out and you distribute these photos in groups. So when you give them to the learners, right now they have started asking questions in their mind. What is this all about? So they begin becoming inquisitive about what the lesson is going to be about. So you are already beginning to prepare their mind for the lesson. Now, when you go into the lesson, you have prepared already your preview. They are ready to start the lesson. We are saying in the online mode, our option was Google Docs. Like a teacher will log into, we'll Google in docs.google.com so that you are taken to Google Docs. And you will create what we call a Google document. When you create a Google document there, you will be able to send a link to them. And what you are basically asking them to do there is to be able to do research, because in our next activity of the lesson development, we want them to do research about the roles of the informal sector in development. So after, of course, watching those videos, you want them to be able to write what they were able to learn from those videos, but this time while working collaboratively using what we call the Google Docs. But sometimes, like we say, you must be able to prepare yourself well as a teacher, because sometimes the internet will not be there. So our option there for Google Docs was using Microsoft Word, Office Word. Like, again, you're going to set your learners into groups, and you're going to ask them to write or be able to summarize the roles of the informal sector. Probably they can even give the advantages and then write also the disadvantages. And then they are working on the same computer using the Microsoft Office Word, and they are trying to build up, they are trying to put up their ideas and then to bring up the whole idea, or to bring up a coherent whole of the ideas that they have shared in their groups. So that could be an interactive way, and it will help them to work together as a team. So I think that would help. And of course, within that same lesson, you can be able to go on as a teacher in their groups to see what they are really writing, so that you can be able to see if what they are writing is in line. Because in this case, during the lesson, you as a teacher, you're trying to facilitate your learners, you're trying to guide them. So you will not sit back and wait for them to produce the work, but you will have to go around in their groups to see really what they are doing. And if they need any help, there is a way maybe you can assist them. So that will all happen like in the development of your lesson. And of course, that will prepare them for the evaluation process, which Joseph here is going to take us through. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you very much. I hope you remember that yesterday I told you that a lesson without evaluation is like a tree without leaves or a head, and a tree without leaves or a head is like a house without a roof, and in fact, a house without a roof is not a house at all. Therefore, evaluation in education is very important to test the comprehensive understanding of the learners. So, in the case of online, of course, we say that we shall use Quizlet. Why? Because when you set Quizlet, it helps you to test that kind of deep understanding of the learners. And in case of offline, we have plickers. And plickers, as the precurrent speaker said, plickers, when a teacher has the internet, it's applicable. You just need to give them the papers, and as you have the papers, you just take the pictures, then you get the right answers and the long answers. So, again, in most cases, or in some cases, a teacher may also not have any internet. It's possible, right? Mm-hmm. And in that case, you won't stop to evaluate your learners. What will be the alternative? You play what we call the rotation box game. And that rotation box game will help you to help learners to enjoy again and to interact and again to test their levels of understanding. Yeah. So may you please allow me to start this game? Yeah. So the DJ will help us. It's just there. There's the name of the game, and you have the questions here. So as you are playing this game, you should first type the questions, and after typing the questions, you write the numbers of the questions. And as you write the numbers of the questions, you put them in the box. After putting them in the box, then you give that box to the learners, you rotate it. The DJ will help us and play some music. And as the DJ is playing the music, this box is going to be rotating among the groups. And as the DJ stops, one person who is holding now that box will pick one question. And each paper has the number, and the number corresponds to this kind of question. So you try to answer that, because you assume you know all these questions. So let's begin with this group. If we can get music to be better, such that we stop the music, you open the box, then you pick a question, then you respond. Yeah. Keep rotating everywhere. Okay.
So you answer.
Okay. You choose. Tell us it's number what?
Number one.
Number one. Number one says, what is informal sector? Sir, may you please define for us the informal sector? All right. Then
we can still do the same. You can pass it to another group.
Then you pass it to another.
Yes. Pick the box and give it. Let it keep going. Okay. Keep. Aha.
No, it's open. You pick 1, 2.
You open the number.
Question number?
Number 3. Number 3 says, do we have informal sector in Rwanda?
Yes.
Thank you. Give it up to him. Keep rotating. All right, anyway. Thank you very much. This is the kind of... Thank you. You see how this game is interactive and brings the kind of collaboration as well as testing your learners' understanding. Because you can't know whatever questions that you are going to choose. So this is the kind of questions. This is the kind of the question or the kind of the evaluating method that you can use when you are totally offline. Your students do not have internet. You also as a teacher don't have internet. But again, your class may remain engaging, exposure, and enjoyment, and evaluation may keep on taking place. So thank you very much, and forget everything, but remember that each lesson is like a tree that should have the roots, which is the preview, a tree that should have a stem, which is the lesson development, and again, a tree that should have the leaves, which is evaluation. And without this evaluation, it's like a house without a roof, and a house without a roof is not a house at all. Thank you.